You can't stress it too fast. And sitting out and being out of all the time I was out last year, that's what I think about, and that's what's able to pull me back in. And so it's just the risk versus the reward at this point, and I've got to know what I'm playing for, and that's to be ready for this season. Right now, it's just about being, I think, in a team activity and ripping a pass, not worrying about it, you know what I mean, and just trying to make sure that I'm healthy enough to do that when that time comes. Because once I get back in a competition setting or team setting, I'm not going to think about my arm no matter what day or what stage it is. So it's about progressing to it at the right time. I've never felt anything in my arm, so that was the first alarm go off. Even having soreness or even having a little bit of tightness, it's not something I've really ever dealt with. So just feeling that, as I said, before I tried to work through it and then realized I wasn't working through it, then at that point, I felt like it'd be smart to say something before, like I said, I get into a team setting or a competition setting, and I'm just going to play and be the natural player that I am. And I don't necessarily think about injuries or think about those things. And I think in a sense of that, that's what they're helping me protect myself. The people that know me, the people know the competitor I am. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure I'm out there. But as I said, this is something that we want to nip in the butt and not let continue to linger. And I think the best way we do that is stay on the pace that I am and progress through it the right way. And once September 9th comes, I'll play that game and then move forward without ever thinking about this again.
All right, guys, here's how the Cowboys phrased it. It's not a setback, and it's not a reason to worry, but QB Dak Prescott is planning on getting another MRI. So, LeVar, should the Cowboys be worried about Dak?
You know, at first I was sitting there saying this is much to do about nothing. But then I started thinking to myself, he did run off of that field. And I said to myself, if I was scrimmaging against Dallas and I saw, you know, Troy Aikman jog off the field straight into the locker room, I would think that something wasn't right. Listening to his soundbite, Brew, something just isn't adding up here. Something isn't right. So when I initially said, you know, this is much to do of nothing, and Joy said, no, it's something to be something concerned about, I really brushed it off. But today, you can't brush this thing off. To get a second MRI, like I want to say, conventional wisdom is a $31 million a year paying contract. You're going to get another MRI on your employee because you're going to want to make sure everything is what it's supposed to be. But then I'm also thinking to myself, an MRI, like that's not like an X-ray where you go, it's on site or anything like that. It's simple, it's easy. You got to go to a facility to get an MRI. And generally MRIs are to confirm either that the injury is worse than what it's supposed to be or that it's okay, like you're healing up correctly. This could go either way. It's a 50-50 ball to me, guys, but where there's smoke, there's always most certainly fire. And the fact that we're still talking about it, and the fact that Dak Prescott let himself slip and say, I'm getting another MRI, and then Dallas felt as though they needed to release a press clip on Twitter about it, there's something there, Joy. I got to give you props. I think there's something here.
Something? It's everything. This is Dak Prescott. He's the quarterback of America's team. His throwing shoulder is messed up and he's getting a second MRI. And look, I wasn't panicking about it until the Cowboys told me not to panic. Now I'm panicking. What do you mean? It's like telling someone to calm down who's frantic. No, I'm not going to calm down. Of course I should be worried. What is that tweet about? It's not a setback. It's not a reason to worry. Yes, it is a reason to worry. Otherwise, why would you be getting a second MRI? If everything's good and he's just a little sore, why are you getting a second MRI? What do you need a second MRI for? We need answers. Okay, we don't need answers, but we can fully panic at this point. Like, this is a reason to worry. Dak Prescott is the face of the biggest organization in all of sports. Not my opinion, that's just the facts. Like, the numbers support that. Dallas Cowboys is the biggest brand in all of sports. He just signed his massive contract. They made all these offseason moves. It's in the second year with McCarthy. We're ready to take the NFC East and storm through the playoffs. But Dak Prescott is injured, and He's just coming off of another injury. This is bad news for the Cowboys. If I'm a Cowboys fan, I am extremely worried. That tweet did not calm me down in any sense of the word. This is a reason to be concerned. Also because, what were we talking about the other day? Their backup quarterback situation does not strike fear in the hearts of anyone. Forget the NFL. The rest of that division isn't worried about any other quarterback on that roster except for Dak Prescott. This is bad.
Well, there's no doubt if this is serious, if this MRI comes back with a bad report, then yeah, the Dallas Cowboys are in deep, deep trouble. But let's calm down. I'm not ready to panic. I get it. The tweet was ridiculous. The tweet looked like something that a random 17-year-old fan would tweet, right? It's not a setback. Don't worry. I mean, you could have been more professional. How about Dak will have a precautionary MRI. He's been throwing the last 2 days. He hasn't been experiencing any pain. This is do it professionally. What is that? When I saw that came from the Cowboys official Twitter, I was like, are we serious? So I get, worry I think is a little too strong. Yes, you're concerned. Yes, you're being diligent about it. But I can understand, like you said, LeVar, what is another purpose for the MRI? To confirm that someone is healing properly. I think the Cowboys want to get out in front of this thing and say, look, we don't want this lingering. We don't want this popping back up in week 3 or week 4 when we are in a part of our schedule we should be winning games, and now our quarterback is down. So, look, he's thrown the last 2 days. He's not experiencing any pain. He's still pointing to August 29th in that third preseason game. Now, if they're lying to us, then all bets are off. And yes, the sky is falling. But if we can believe their reports that, he's thrown and he feels good, then I'm okay. I think this is precautionary. You just paid the guy $40 million a year. You want to make sure that he is fine and you don't go a second season with him being injured. So I'm not in panic mode, obviously. Concerned, yes. But I'm not ready to panic yet, LeVar.
You know what, Brew? The thing about it is, it's like when I was young, I played in college, played in the league, and you meet somebody and they'd be like, I really like you for you. I've never dated an athlete before. Don't worry about it. I'm not a groupie. You're not a... That's what this hit me. This is how this hit me. I'm not going to lie. The minute you say it's not, 100%, it is. So you've already told me it's a matter of, do I want to listen? That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. You know what else kind of hit me the wrong way, Brew? When I was listening to his soundbite, he said, they got to protect me from myself. It's like, I ain't never felt this before. I'm a go guy. I'm going to get it right. I got to be on the move. So they're taking precautionary acts to protect me, help me protect me from myself. I feel like I'm on track. Everything seems to be right. But you know what? I don't really know. And for what it's worth, and this is me paraphrasing, so don't take it as I'm saying, quote, verbatim, but it's and I don't care. I don't know how bad or if it is bad, and I don't know and I don't care. To me, he handled himself in a good manner and in a professional manner. I'm not even tripping off of the tweet so much, to be honest. Jerry was sitting there off that yak, and somebody showed him that press clip of him, Prescott getting caught up saying he had to get an MRI, and he done fell off his bed, spilled his drink, and tweeted out, "This is not a setback. He's going to be fine." Yes, he is getting an MRI. That's what happened, Joy. And you know what? I think I'm not saying panic like the season's over, but I'm saying this is not a matter of saying it's just nothing at this moment.
It's definitely not nothing. So what are you saying, LeVar? I shouldn't trust the guy that says, trust me?
Don't trust him.
Are you honest? You don't have to talk about how honest you are.
I saw you on the show, Joy, I promise, but I ain't trying to talk to you because I saw you on the show. I've never done this before. Run, Joy, that's all I'm going to tell you. Run away.
I ran track. I'm out of here. Listen, I'm panicked, Chris. That tweet put me over the edge. I knew it was something, and I would have been a little concerned with the MRI, but that tweet is a red flag. We go the opposite direction when we see red flags these days. That's what we're learning, all right? You got to pay attention to these things. Don't worry, that means worry.